Hey, Garrett here. I'm going to be sending out these videos to team members when I am in the mood, when I have something to say. And I have something to say now. This is Inauguration Day 2009, and there's going to be a big bounce in the country for a while. I'm not making a political statement here. I'm not even going to reveal my political proclivities. But the point is that there's a big bounce, and that's good for us. That's good for everybody, because there's an infusion of hope in the environment. And so this is good for us on online home business, ibuzzpro. So I want to talk to you about a couple of things, one of which is, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you here, because you should be dealt with in a brutally honest way when it comes to making money. If you bought ibuzzpro, then obviously you're here because you bought ibuzzpro. If you're not making $1,500 a week with ibuzzpro, then you're not really paying attention, or you're not making an effort. And I'm sure that you would like to be making $1,500 to $2,000 to $2,500 a week. I'm sure you would. If you're not, then you need to get going, because there's a lot of money in them there hills over there. There's a lot of money to be made in ibuzzpro, but not if you're doing it, not unless you're doing ibuzzpro. I want to tell you, when I first started in ibuzzpro, one of the reasons why I started to make money right away, and have continually made money ever since then, is because I believe in it. If you're not making money with ibuzzpro, it's a good chance you don't believe it. You don't believe in it, you think it's a fad, or you just haven't made the effort to learn how to do it properly, or you haven't made the effort to do it properly at all, even if you've learned how to do it. It's really very simple. You know, it's not complicated. Anybody can do ibuzzpro. Recently we had a member join us on Mike's team. He didn't even watch the tutorial site. He read the instructions starting iBuzzing just before Christmas, and has been knocking down sales left, right, and center ever since then. He went online, harvested phone numbers with the phone gold miner, which is on the tutorial site. It's a scraping tool where you can scrape phone numbers. You know, I don't really want to talk to you a whole lot about my success with ibuzzpro, because my success with ibuzzpro doesn't matter, but there is something I want to talk to you about belief. You have to believe in ibuzzpro. You have to believe that it's going to be the tool to give you the ability to make a huge financial difference in your life. And I don't need to sell you on this, because you already bought. You know? You've already bought. Do you know that of all the members of my team that I've personally brought into ibuzzpro, or that have been pass-up sales to me, more than 50% have at least one pass-up sale? Or I should say, about 50% have one pass-up sale and not the second. That means, and you know who I'm talking about, because there's a good chance it's you, that means that half the people went through the learning experience to make one sale, but they gave up after that. You know, you've got, if that's you, if you're watching this video and that's you, you need to get with it. If you made one pass-up sale and you're still working at a job that you would prefer not to be, you need to get with the program. You need to start believing in ibuzzpro. So how do you believe in ibuzzpro? Well, one thing is, you've got to indoctrinate yourself with it. When I first got into it, I went to every conference call. Every single conference call. I went to every webinar. I suggest you do the same. I didn't have a team training site to go to, like you do, like the one that I've created for you. Devour that thing until it's going on in your mind while you're sleeping. That's what I did with ibuzzpro. When I woke up in the morning thinking about ibuzzpro, that's when I made a lot of money in the very beginning. I think about it all the time now too, but at the time I started, it was new, okay? I indoctrinated my consciousness with ibuzzpro. Everything about it. It's all I thought about it. It's all I did. And that's the reason my very first month I made $10,500 right out of the chute. I had no list. I had no customers to talk to from previous opportunities. I was a complete and utter failure before ibuzzpro. And you probably have already made money in another opportunity before ibuzzpro. I never made a dime. But I indoctrinated myself with ibuzzpro. I completely indoctrinated my entire consciousness. My thoughts, my emotions, my hopes, my dreams, my goals. I would sit in the morning and I would do deep breathing exercises, focusing on money coming to me, focusing on people calling me on the phone and buying ibuzzpro. And almost every day for about 10 days at 9:15 in the morning, which is when I was doing my affirmations and my deep breathing exercises, and I've told this to Mike, he's the only person I've told, every single day for 10 days, somebody will call me between 9:15 and 9:30 in my time zone while I was doing affirmations, and about 2/3 of them ended up buying ibuzzpro. Some of them that day, some the next day, some the next week, whatever it was. But the point is they bought. And why did they buy? They bought because I believed in it. They bought because I was an ibuzzpro magnet, okay? And in the very beginning, I told people on the opportunity calls, this is what I used to do, okay? How many people did it themselves? I don't know. I don't know. You have to make an effort. I mean, you know, one of the things about this inauguration day that I find really exciting is that here you have a guy who's now the president, who came out of nowhere, who went against all odds. Now, I'm not trying to tell you that I'm a supporter of him. I'm not going to tell you whether I am. I'm not going to tell you whether I'm not. But the point is, I appreciate his story. He came from nowhere, absolutely nowhere, and has gone on to become probably, at this point, the most visible human being on the face of the planet. And so, you know, you're not asking yourself to become the president. You're only asking yourself to make enough money so that you can kiss your job goodbye and work from home and take walks like this, you know, in the middle, in the late morning, and have time on your side and be in control of your own destiny.